Hey, welcome back to another week of Grace City Kids Online. This week we're talking about a story in the Bible where Jesus begins to call some of his disciples. And one day Jesus was walking by the Sea of Galilee. It was actually a big, beautiful lake, and many men would try to catch fish there. In fact, if you were to walk along the beach, you would pass boat after boat after boat. With men working hard, emptying their nets they used to fish with, getting ready to go back out to sea, or gathering all their fish together so they could take them to the store to sell them. Jesus walked by many boats, but stopped and watched some men at a particular boat. These men were Simon, whose nickname was Peter, and his brother Andrew. They were working very hard and were frustrated about not catching any fish the night before. These men had actually met Jesus before, but only for a short time. John the Baptist, who we've talked about in a few of our stories, had introduced them to Jesus just after Jesus was baptized. The men knew that Jesus was the one who came to save us so we can go to heaven. Jesus went right up to their boat and asked them if they could put their boat out into the water a little way. He then climbed in, sat down, and started teaching from the boat. People walking along the shore and the men in their fishing boats stopped to listen. After Jesus was done teaching, he said to Simon, "Go out in deeper water and put your nets down into the water." And Simon answered, "Master, we've worked all night trying to catch fish and we haven't caught anything. But only because you said so, I will let the nets down." As soon as they had let the nets down, they caught so many fish, the nets began to break. They quickly waved to their friends in the boat next to them for help. They began filling with both boats with the fish that they had caught, but there were so many fish that the boats started to sink. Simon Peter bowed down to Jesus and said, "Lord, you shouldn't be near me. I am sinful." All the men were amazed at what Jesus had done. Simon, Andrew, and their friends in the other boat, James and John. Then Jesus said to all of them, "Come, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." And today I'm going to read just a little bit from the Bible. We're in the book of Luke, chapter 5, verses 10 through 11. And Jesus said to Simon, "Do not be afraid. From now on you will be catching men." And when they had brought their boats to land, they left everything and followed him. And what happened next was quite amazing. What do you think you would do if Jesus said to you, maybe instead of fishing, you're playing with a friend, and Jesus comes to you and says, "Come, follow me." Maybe you would say, "Just a minute, we're not done quite playing yet." Or maybe you would walk your friend home, tell your parents you're leaving, clean up your toys. Well, these men immediately left everything they were doing and went with Jesus. They left their boat, their nets, and all the fish they caught. They left without a worry in the world. They somehow knew that they could trust Jesus. Altogether, Jesus asked 12 men to be his disciples to follow him, and all 12 men agreed. All these men believed what Jesus said, and they followed his example, and they helped Jesus tell others about God. They were fishers of men. That's what that means. These are the names of the 12 disciples: Simon, his brother Andrew, James, John, Philip, and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew, James and Thaddeus, Simon and Judas, who would actually later betray Jesus. These men were not all fishermen before they became disciples. They all did many different things and came from different types of families. They were not perfect either. They just wanted to try to be like Jesus and spread the good news about who Jesus was. Jesus would like us to be his disciples too. Some people do leave their families when they're older and become missionaries. Other people are missionaries right where they live. They help in church or tell their friends about Jesus. Maybe there is a way you can be a disciple right now, right where you are. Here's a couple of questions to talk through with your grown-ups. Do you think that it was hard for these men to leave their jobs behind and to follow Jesus? In the second question, what are some ways that we can be disciples too? You can talk this through with your family and come up with creative ideas of ways to spread the news about Jesus. And that's how we are disciples, just like the 12 men who left everything and followed Jesus.